and welcome back to At the Threshold. My name's Katie. We are at day 12. So yesterday I did just a check-in, just a moment to pause and make sure we are just checking in with ourselves and how we're doing and taking care of ourselves. Because, my hope is that the journey you're beginning is something that you can sustain, and self-care is really, I think, vital into making sure that you don't burn yourself out. So from that, I just want to say, hopefully a version of that is included every day. I know there's days I don't check in with myself like I should, but the days that I do, I am so much more grounded and I'm so much more equipped to be able to deal with whatever that day has for me. For today, what I wanted to talk about is, we're like a week and a half through this process, almost to the end of the second week. And, we're all at different stages on beginning something new. And wherever you're at, I just want to encourage you to find something today that you can do to move closer to what it is you're working towards. It can be small. And remember from when I talked about this the first time, talking about your idea doesn't really count. Something that isn't about getting validation for what you're doing, but instead making some small step of progress. Now, if you haven't even started, okay, then start. I've said this already, but I'll say it again. This journal series, I was going to start January 1st, and it was approaching and it just didn't feel realistic to me. And then it came and went, and I had to readjust what was realistic so that I could be consistent and creating these videos and prompts, and also have the space to do something that hopefully is content that's meaningful. So if you haven't started, it's okay. The idea is to just start now. And if for some reason you've hit some setbacks or disappointments, it's not too early where that could have certainly happened. I know I'm starting some new things right along with you. And on Monday this week, I hit what felt like a huge setback and somewhat emotional one. So, okay. I think sometimes we know in our head that these things will happen, but then when they happen, we act surprised. They never really, those setbacks never really happen the way we expect, though. And so, if that's you, I just encourage you to not be discouraged, and to think through. Okay, now I got new information. What does that mean, and where do I go from here? And find that thing that you can do to move a little bit closer. Now, if you're someone that's gone all in and you're just like killing it with what you feel like is a ton of progress, that's fantastic. Keep up the momentum, but remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. So, I just encourage you all, wherever you're at, that there's going to be phases of all of these on this journey, because, to accomplish big things, oftentimes it's not about, what happens in the short term. You're going to go through phases. It's about just showing up every day, giving yourself that space, checking in with yourself, giving yourself the care and nurturing that you feel like you need to fuel yourself into doing something, even if it's small that day, towards your goal. So with that, I'm going to leave you with a quote. And it's actually it hits on something I strongly believe. I believe our jobs are to show up and to be true to the callings that we have, to be true to listening to our hearts. And as much as our minds want to worry about what the ending is, it's really not about that. It's about how we show up and how we respond to that inner voice that we all have. So, T.S. Eliot says, "For us, there is only the trying. The rest is not our business." So here's cheers to the trying, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.